Returning to my Coin Lady channel, I am pleased to see you again. Their case was paused for 28 days, as evidenced by the SEC versus Coinbase case. However, how does Ripple work? In addition, the SEC government voluntarily withdrew its appeal of the complaint that Blockchain Association and Crypto Freedom initiated last April challenging the SEC government's extension of its dealer function. This occurred under the watch of ADA. Therefore, they are now also willingly rejecting appeals. It would be better if they just rejected the appeal in the Ripple v. SEC case. First things first, why hasn't the US SEC put Ripple on hold? Everything Eleanor Tourette says is here. The journalist made the observation that this could be the reason why the Ripple SEC case has not yet seen a stop request. She also mentioned that the crypto business has its opening brief due of April 16, which is next on the court's calendar. Since the next deadline is still somewhat far off, it is possible that the SEC and Ripple will not be in a rush to request a suspension in the case. In the SEC case involving Coinbase, the Commission sought more time to reply to the exchange's request for leave to file an interlocutory appeal, but this time around, it did not do so. The two cases, Coinbase versus SEC or SEC versus Coinbase, differ in the time ranges involved. Thus, the Ripple versus SEC issue remains unresolved. However, that may be addressed at a later time. It seems sense to simply abandon the appeal against Ripple if they are dropping appeals in general. I mean, why not just leave the case be? As an alternative, you might try negotiating a higher settlement amount with Ripple. Perhaps a sum of $10 or $20 million is enough to settle the dispute. I mean, consider how much money this case has already cost Ripple. Nonetheless, we must wait to see what happens next. The truth is, I really hope it ends soon. Even the Binance v. SEC case, which they also agreed to halt for 60 days, needs to conclude soon. I'd prefer that one not go on any longer than necessary. This is likewise attributed to Eleanor Tourette. Axlar, the network's native token, will be featured in Canary Fund's new Axlar Trust. To ensure that its stablecoin, RL, USD interoperability, the Axlar protocol collaborates closely with Ripple, which has grown into a top cross-chain protocol. The XRP ledger and Axlar's own ledger are connected through Axlar. Network compatible with Ethereum, EVM. Blockchain connectivity amongst Web3 ecosystems, including as Bitcoin, XRP Ledger, Hedera, Stellar Tone, and Sway Solana, will be made available to institutional investors through the trust. I am eagerly anticipating Axlar's launch since I am interested in seeing how this plays out. I'm patiently awaiting the launch of that EVM side chain. That will further boost the XRP ledger's momentum. In the long run, I believe that will be quite beneficial. Also, I believe it will yield immediate benefits, as it is significant news that reveals the interconnectedness of all these connections. According to Blockstream CEO Adam Back, the market is currently experiencing the early phases of a bull run. His prediction that Bitcoin ETFs would attract a large amount of capital is something I'd like to bring to your attention. Consider, however, the immediate launch of an XRP ETF. As a result, the XRP ETF would receive more capital. The institutional investors are betting on XRP's strategic reserve since they know it has superior return on investment, ROI, potential, and a practical use case. The plan is for other countries to follow the US lead and establish strategic reserves for Bitcoin if the US does it. The issue is that most of these nations regard Bitcoin as having no value whatsoever outside of the US. Take a look at how the ECB frames the issue. Take a look at how the World Economic Forum approaches the topic. Take a look at the finest and brightest at the Bank of International Settlements. They treat Bitcoin like a piece of junk with no actual worth. So, I do not anticipate that Bitcoin's momentum will increase. However, I believe it still has one more significant push-up ahead of it. Anyone predicting $500,000 or more is completely insane in my book. I'm looking at a final tally of approximately $120,000. To begin with, it appears like price manipulation begins immediately when Bitcoin reaches $100,000, causing it to immediately fall back down again. Some have even suggested that Bitcoin manipulation is to account for the seeming delay in the altcoin season, which XRP and the rest of these older coins are experiencing. Nevertheless, I still anticipate one more surge. Also, I think we'll start making serious inroads into old season, Binance, US officially resumes around the end of February. We accept USD for deposits and withdrawals. The banking sector is preparing for an upturn. They intend to seize the American market. Just one major piece of news: if they continue to be this bullish, and the market will begin to erupt, as I said. Your attention in seeing my video is greatly appreciated. When you're done, hit that subscribe button and let me know what you think.